George Martin, former defensive lineman for the New York Giants, and Max Weinberg, drummer for Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, have played before millions of people in their professional careers. But no matter how successful the two become, they still make time to help children in need.
Buddy, what's his girlfriend's name? Michelle? No?
I feel that if George Martin's path in life was somehow altered by someone else's generosity, the least that I could do is to respond in kind and help other children and other people who look up to an athlete.
Through the years, Martin has given his time to many organizations. One which is very close to his heart is the Tomorrow's Children's Fund of the Hackensack Medical Center. The TCF has 700 patients that suffer from cancer and serious blood disorders.
The Tomorrow's Children's Fund is a parents' organization. It was started 8 years ago by a group of parents who felt that out of such a tragedy we were living, something positive had to come out of it, and we would be able to somehow make our children's lives better. And we started off really small, hoping that we could buy a TV or VCR for the kids in clinic to help them pass the time. And the first year we raised $14,000 and we were thrilled.
Martin is the honorary president of the fund, which last year raised a whopping $1,400,000.
What I do in that role is I help with some of the fundraising events that come up. For instance, we have a beefsteak coming up. We also have an annual dinner in which we honor an individual from the business community and also a professional athlete. We also get on the telephone and we call up and we solicit for funds. That's part of the ground roots effect of what I do, and I enjoy doing that.
He has been very instrumental in raising a lot of money for Tomorrow's Children's Fund. He's really been able to spread the word about us, and for him to be our honorary president tells that he really believes in the organization, and he's brought in a lot of his teammates to help do fundraising. He's very involved with the beefsteak and our annual awards dinner.
Now, back around 1987, I suppose, you did a little recruiting among your teammates. How did that go? Tell us about it.
Recruiting would be probably a mild term. In some instances, I would pick up a guy and say, hey, why don't we go grab lunch? And of course, at that point, he becomes a captive audience and say, oh, I have to make a detour, I have to make a stop. And I bring him by the hospital and I say, well, why don't you come in with me? I'm just going to be here a second. And when they see the response that you have and the love that the kids have for you and vice versa, they don't stand idly by. They want to be a part of it.
George is incredible. At any time, if we have a kid that's not doing well and really needs to be picked up, we just pick up a phone and call George, and he's here. And if he can't get here, he'll pick up a phone and talk to that kid. And when George walks into the room, it's, you know, it really is a giant walking in, and George makes them feel that he's there for them only.
Volunteerism also exists here in Jersey City at the Boys Club. According to Max Weinberg, drummer for Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, this is like an oasis in the desert.
When you look around this area, you see what I mean. It's very tough on the street, and this place keeps these kids off the street.
Tell us how and when you got involved with the Big Brother, Big Sister program here.
Well, my involvement with the Big Brother, Big Sister program at the Jersey City Boys Club is a result of sort of a friend of a friend of a friend. Told me about the situation here in Jersey City, which is pretty severe. They have more than 65,000 at-risk kids in the city itself. So they asked if I'd come down, meet some kids, and perhaps serve as chairman of an event that they call Bowling for Kids' Sake.
Most of our kids come from at-risk backgrounds. They're victims of abuse or neglect. Their parents are substance abusers, so they're having difficulties in school, potentially delinquent. And we're trying to stop that before it gets any worse.
12-year-old Omar Robertson is a member of the Boys Club Big Brother program and has been coming to the club on and off since he has been 6 years old. As a member of the state championship biddy basketball team, he and his teammates will be playing in the international tournament in New Orleans. But the Boys Club has taught Omar more than just how to dribble a basketball.
I learned manners. They teach us how to do homework. They teach us respect in here.
You know, it's an incredible thing when you come down here and you see how just a little bit of involvement from an outside source pays off, the dividends that these kids get from that. You realize that volunteerism is an important thing, and it makes you feel good.
Volunteerism is a big part of George Martin's life. Though he no longer plays professional football, he currently holds a job as a vice president of a graphics company, has a wife and 3 kids. So how does he find time to work with the Tomorrow's Children's Fund?
a lot of people have asked, and those people who know me well, they always say, George, you're a hard man to get a hold of, and how do you do this, and how do you find the time to dedicate yourself to all of these causes? I don't think you find time, because if I had to find the time, I probably would never get to it. You have to make the time.
Though Max Weinberg only worked with the Big Brother and Big Sister program of Jersey City for a month and a half, he finds the volunteer experience is very rewarding.
Time can be made. And when you walk into a place and you see kids responding, when you see kids realizing firsthand that there is love in the world, it's an amazing thing.
Call 201-441-3218. Or for information on the Jersey City Boys Club, call 201-333-4100.